And with that, welcome everyone. We are back here, back in downtown Lower Sackville, back here at the old arena. The Kings Hockey Club welcoming the St. John Vitos in town for this afternoon's affair, U16 AAA action. The Kings back home, looking to defend the castle. St. John looking to come in, only sitting 1 point out of first place with a couple games in hand as they looking to overtake the Dukes here for first in the U16 division. Both teams coming off tough defeats in the Ice Jam last weekend. As we get a quick shot before we get things started, the starting goaltender number 35, Luca Riva, between the pipes for the Vitos, and 200 feet across from him, we're going to have number 72, George Minahinik. And just with that, we got a quick start. We're dropping the puck, and we're on their way, and the Vitos looking to move inside their own zone here to get things started. They get sent back in. They'll try again. Right inside their own blue line now, looking to chip one up and hit the red line. That took a funny bounce, and the referee had to be careful there. They came right back out and almost got the linesman right in the head. It gave a chance for Jackman to bring the puck up ice. Now turning back there, it's going to be LeBlanc. Try to leave back at the point. Now one in front. And it's in the back of the net. That hit something in front and somehow went up over the shoulder of the Vito's goaltender. And the Kings will take it, a strange one. I think it's going to be Captain Jordan Jackman leading the lineup. All of a sudden, looked down the ice and saw a bouncing puck, and the first shot on goal up over the shoulder behind the goaltender. 30 seconds in, we got a 1-0 hockey game. They don't ask how, they just ask how many, and the Kings will take it. And right here from center, that one's going to be sent down the length of the ice. I don't think they quite hit the red line, as we're going to wait for the official goal announcement there from our timekeeper between the penalty box across the way. Mr. Wade Wild wearing his Buffalo jersey here this afternoon. Hoping for his Buffalo Bills this weekend. Now down deep in the corner. Over to the far side. Kings looking to break out. Savuta gets turned back. He's looking for some help now from Amiro. Jacob Amiro trying to come out. He loses the handle, but he does get up here to Lemoyne. Lemoyne has to backpedal. Here's the goal announcement as the Vitos steal that puck. And they score! As Minnick thought he had the puck, I don't know if he saw it, it hit him, and then all of a sudden it's behind him. So just as they're announcing one goal, the first shot on both goaltenders, taking a weird bounce. This one looked like Minnick had it, and all of a sudden I saw a drop behind him, and behind the blue paint, and in the back of the net. So as we will wait for the Kings goal announcement, he was getting ready to announce it. We're not a minute in. We got a goal for each club, and both goalies would want them back. Here's the Kings goal announcement. It was Jackman. Neufeld and LeBlanc getting the assist marker there on Jackman's goal. As the Vitos forced it to the far side now. Looking to come out of the scrum from the corner with it. Trying to make things happen. Kept in at the blue line. Nice play there by Arbrew to keep that in deep. Now Culp going to reverse it to the opposite corner. Vito going to get there first, as looking to pick it up was Greenlee. Now the Kings will pick it off far side, look to skate up ice. Looking for some room now. As Thompson hits the red line, chips in. That's picked off. They're going behind their own net. Thompson almost down there looking to steal. It does have, trying to backhand a pass out front. That doesn't get through. Both teams still look for it. Now spinning and turning. That doesn't quite get through as Thompson all over the puck here on this shift. Now here's the Vito's goal announcement. And it was Tripp Livingstone, with his team leading 27th goal of the season. Amazing feat there. I know I was looking before, Livingstone and Cooling sitting up top of the stats leaderboard. And Livingstone gets that one, and Cooling with the assist as well, as Vitos knock it back out. Both teams try to reset here from that kind of crazy start on both sides. Here comes the Kings, looking a little touch pass, looking to bring it up here is Lively, trying to chip on by D. He gets stood up as he looks to bring it inside the line. Kings looking for a call. Referees say no. Vito's going to flick a high one up to the middle. Corcoran trying to glove that down. He retreats back to his own zone. Going to bounce past one to the far side. Let it go along the boards. Trying to chip it up again. Here's Lively. Lively looking for a change. This time he hits the red line as he dumps it in. Vito's looking to find it in behind their own goal. Chisholm trying to knock that free. But takes a bump. Looking to move it out. As taking a hit there was Break. Now the Kings looking to find on the other side is LeBlanc. Gets it back to the blue line. And Jackman just spun and fired. He misses wide, throwing one towards the goal. Now on the other side. Just stepped out of the way. Neufeld as Livingstone was looking to wake his way up ice. And the Kings will chip it back in deep again. Vito's looking to bring it out from along the boards. Trying to chip one high. Back to Amiro at his own blue line. He tries to bring one up. But Dag ties him up, and the Kings are able to dump it in deep. Jackman gives chase. In behind the net. Gets some help now. Neufeld back here to the blue line. Glover, he fires a high shot. That dropped down. Rebounds loose. Goalie's down. But Riva this time able to shut the door. That one was up high. I don't know if it hit him high in the shoulder, then dropped, or if it hit a body in front of him and dropped. Either way, it was sitting for a moment. But he was able to get down, force a face-off. 4 minutes gone here now in the first period, all tied at 1. Vito's had a good stretch there at the Ice Jam last weekend. They beat the Dukes, then played the Dukes again, then lost to the Dukes, the eventual winners of the Ice Jam. But now they've got their sights set on the top of the standings, looking for a win here this afternoon. They came down for this afternoon's affair. Their only game of the weekend, which is usually strange if we're going to get an offside on the far side. Usually these teams come down and play too, but I had a quick look. That's their only game. And then tomorrow the Kings will head on the road for one game up Moncton. As we're getting closer to the end of the season, only a few weeks left, and all these teams battling for playoff positions. As the Vitos win that draw, looking to chip one up ahead outside their own zone. Big bump there between O'Toole and Glover, as the battle ensues inside. Glover retreats back and I hand it to Amiro. Amiro's going to look up ice. He's looking for some room to skate. He's a little chip up. He's going to lose to that center. And there's one for the fans, though. And that one's up to the netting. Of course, we got the short boards here in front of the spectators, and a lot of pucks go. A lot of the newer rinks have the taller glass. Would definitely help a lot of whistles. Maybe with the renovations here at the arena, we'll see that. Either way, here we go. Kings get that draw, looking far side. And Savuta moves over here to Cole. The Kings goal scorer and leader. Fired one towards the goal. That missed on the short side. And the Vitos will pick it up and start to break out far side. Quick outlet pass. Trying to step by the D. He gets pinned off. Now Weston behind his own net. He puts the brakes on, looks up, and it goes off a shin pad, comes in behind. Savuta looking to drag. It's going to come outside the line, but right there to put it back deep was Bellier. Kings will try again. That goes off his skate. Getting forced back deep again. Here's Jaden Weston behind his own net. Looks for an opening on the other side. Put the pass up, look for Thompson at center. A little touch pass, and skating into it is Lemoyne. Lemoyne looking for some real estate now. He's got some room here. He fires one nice little blocker save by Riva as he puts that to the boards. Now here comes St. John up through the middle. Trying to find some room is McKinnon. He's joining the rush. He fires a shot there on the short side. That Mahinick is able to make the save. Kings cleared out to center. Picked back up, looking to chip it in as Pearson tries to touch that in. Icing's waved off. Kings pick it up. It's Weston. He looks for some room to skate. Gets it fires the blue line, but not out. Partial 2-on-1 shaping up here. Quick passing and a quick shot. We're going to go off the outside of the goal. And then Minnick going to hold on there as a conversation happens at the side of the goal mouth. But a nice little play in tight as Kings unable to clear. And a 2-on-1 from inside the ringette line. And a little touch pass in the one time, but hits the wrong side of the net. And then Minnick holds on, forced to face off inside. 6 minutes gone here now, first period, 1-1 hockey. And both those goals coming in the first minute on two strange ones at both ends. On the draw, Vitos have it at the blue line. Kind of fire one towards the goal was Shanks. Rebound comes all the way up, going to be picked up by Frazier. Frazier now flying up the far side, looking to find some room, and couldn't quite get by the second D And now it's going to be picked up by St. John. They bring it up through the neutral zone. They hit the red line. One referee says no, they don't. And the goalie came out to play it as well. And I think that's going to be at center ice. Maybe not, though, as they're looking down the other end. I thought the referee pointed to center. There was some moans and groans here on the St. John bench, but that's why we're on the booth and the officials are down on the ice. We usually get them correct, but not this time. Icing was the call, and the Kings get to draw this. Frazier finding one and kicking the left pad out, and a redirect and another save. And I don't think we even know where he was. That's just great positioning by the goaltender with a nice save as he's using the big pillows to keep those out. Now on the boards. Corkum looks to retreat for the Kings. Quick pass over to Romaine. They go back and forth between their own zone. Looking up behind the play now. Touched up by Culp. Shanks spins and turns. Finds Greenlee. Greenlee just sides up to check as he puts it inside the zone. Now here, short side, trying to open up the goaltender. Shots made, rebound. Everybody trying to find it. And it's still loose. Referee right there. Everybody whacking away at it. Somehow it just goes wide. The Kings will go along the boards. Thompson trying to move one up ahead. It does pop out. And it's going to be Thompson with the puck. He tries to flick one in. He's looking for a change. Romaine joins the rush. He's 1-on-4 down in the corner looking for a loose puck. But the St. John has it. They look up ice, going cross ice, and that was almost picked off. But the St. John does just get outside the line as Grancelli got to look to bring it back in. 2-on-2 shaping up, and maybe a 4-on-2 as they got some numbers trying to find it. But Chisholm couldn't quite pull it to the forehand, and a backhand that goes off the side of the goal. Vito's will pick it up on the far side, looking to clear it out. Does get outside the line. Kings right there to dump it back in. Last player back, Chase Cook. Hands it off. They see the Vitos have a few players called up for this weekend. It's a fair. They chip a high one up and over inside the Kings zone. Who tries to clear it back out, but that's dumped back in deep by Moffat. Kings looking to clear to the far side now. They look up ice, click here to Lively. Lively chips up ahead. He can't get back the black jersey. As they're going to take it back deep in their own zone, look to break out. Looking for some room right up through the middle now. Looking to go for a little skate. As he hits the red line, dumps it in deep, is McKinnon. He gives a little chase, and the Kings still trying to move it out again. With some speed now, Jackman. Don't call him Jets for no reason as he catches the puck. He's by himself down there. Takes it all the way around, trying to spin off a check. Good job from St. John to collapsing quickly on him. Now Dag tries to get through. He's picked off by LeBlanc. There's Jackman with it again. Jackman far side. He's going to fire a shot. But that's going to get Riva right in the old bread basket. And he's going to hold on, make sure there's no rebound. 8.5 gone here. First period, 1-1 hockey game. And this game starting off to be exactly after the shaky start, as definitely turning into exactly what we thought it would be between these two clubs. As Vito's looking from the far corner, trying to chip a high one out. That's going to go along the boards. It does come out. As both teams try to find it at center here now. Kings have it, forcing it back in their own zone. Looking up ice is Weston. Trying to go quickly here. Heads up on that far side. As that was deflected and it goes right into the penalty box. The face-off will come right there as well. And on this draw, St. John went it straight back, looking to bring it up. Was Shanks, he gets stopped at the blue line. And it's picked up by Jackman. Jackman for the Kings. Hits the red line. He's looking for a change as he dumps it in deep. Shanks going to pick it up, looking to spin away, but down there on the forecheck and looking for some help now, all by himself. And he finally goes back to the blue line was LeBlanc. Weston puts it to the far side, but it goes off a stick, and here comes the Vitos. Up through the middle now, looking for some room. He's going to get stick checked, and it comes right back to him. And getting a chance there on that short side with Alexander Dag after some work there by Luke Bellier. But couldn't quite get that one as much as he would have liked. Now a chance for Weston as they start moving around. Looking up ice. Sideruk puts it up inside the zone. Bouncing puck. Both teams trying to catch up. It's still bouncing around. St. John has it now. Looking up through the middle. Lemoyne gets a stick on that. They try to get back on side. This one's going to be picked off again as Cole moves it over and gets it back. Far side, trying to get a step now. Looking for the in. And he gets it back to Savuda. Now some quick puck moving to the far side, but pass a little bit too far Picked off by Romaine. He tries to chip out of ahead and a touch to the far side. Lemoyne gives chase. It's him and Cook. And Cook's going to have it in behind. As Lemoyne was looking for a change. Now Cook will look for somebody open. He finds one right up here at center. Has to get the pass on the stick of Livingstone, but he's got nowhere to go. He gets turned aside. And then St. John again. Back deep in their own zone. Arbo goes to the far side. Couldn't quite pick it up. It's picked up by Culp. Culp moves over here to Corkum. Corkum going to put it down deep. Picked up on the far side for Savuda. Savuda trying to get a quick pass over front. That's picked up. Another chance as finding that one was Cole, and he fires but misses here on the short side. Puck kept in at the blue line. Now from the far corner. Savuda looking out front. Can't quite connect with the pass. Corkum trying to chip in from the blue line. Gets some help now from Golpa, who just turns and fires, and he misses wide. Down deep again. Picked up by Arbo, who goes to the far side. Looking for a break. Kings with some good offensive pressure here now, keeping St. John deep in their own zone as Thompson gives chase to the far corner. He tries to cycle it down low. Vito trying to pick that off. They do this time finally clear it out. Looking to hit center. Thompson trying to force him right back deep again. St. John now looking up to the middle off the skate of Livingstone, who takes a bump, looking for a loose puck, and he's able to spin and find it. And he got to step up, fire one, but that's going to be right in the glove of Minahick as he came way out to the top of his crease and able to hold on to that one. Shots pretty even as well, 8-7 in favor of the Kings as they're all tied at 1. Pretty clean affair as well. I find these early afternoon games, and of course I say early afternoon, which is 3 o'clock, but early to these young teenagers, we'll say. It takes a little while for them to get started up because it's been pretty clean. No penalties as of yet. Of course, I don't want to jinx anything and get this game going as Chisholm trying to get a step here as he chips it by McKinnon. I think they'll both go to the corner. St. John looking for it on the board, trying to force it out. Glover trying to hold the line, does pop out. A couple bodies collide there, and St. John has it, and they just get over the line. But they're not going to stay on side as they kind of got tied up with each other and got turned around. And the body went first, puck came second, offside's the call. We'll get a face-off now over in front of the Kings bench. Of course, another shout-out to the Eastern Dukes again. 2026, well, I should say back-to-back champs for the Ice Jam. And it's great to be part of that here with High Button Sports last weekend. Some great hockey through all the levels, but right here St. John picking a puck off, and a chance here. That's going to go off the outside of the post. The quick little one-time. Puck's loose in behind. His bodies go hit the ice as everybody looking for a loose puck. Referee's right there telling them to move it, move it. They do. There's another chance out front, getting a one-time again. And turned aside as Jacob Greenlee, I believe it was, went for the one-time shot. Couldn't quite get the save, or couldn't quite get where he wanted, but the save is made by Minahick and forced on the face-off inside the zone. We'll get a face-off to the right of the Kings goaltender, and St. John goes right for it with an elbow backhand pass, but Weston picks that off. Trying to flick a high one up through the middle. Trying to catch up to it there is LeBlanc. Getting there first. It's got to be Shanks. Now they start moving around inside their own zones. They start to move it up. Trying to find it here just below. It takes a bump. It was break, and they still pushing the puck around, and they're both referees' arms up behind the plate. So just as I mentioned, there was no penalties. The Kings are going to get one. We'll see what the call is going to be here now. The referee's going to come together. It was a collision right in front of us. I'm not sure if that was from behind or if they're going to call boarding. Let's have a look. Cross-check is going to be the call. So I wasn't close on either side as Weston and Neufeld were heading to the box. 77 and 37, but it is 37. Nash Neufeld. So first power play of this hockey game going to St. John with 6:50 remaining first period, tied at 1. As they're looking to get their first lead of the game. As the officials try to get everybody all set up now they finally drop the puck. Romaine trying to pin it along the boards there. Vito's going to knock that loose. They put it right back. They try to set up. Now from below the goal line, back to the corner. They look to get in motion. Up top here, McKinnon elects not to shoot. Holds on, trying to set up. He goes to the far side. Gets it back. Trying to walk in, looking for that nice little backhand pass. Has moved it over now. It's Cooling. Cooling gets it back. Now McKinnon. Back to Cooling. The pass a little bit too far ahead for him, but he's able to pick up along the boards. McKinnon again. This time, will he shoot? Little toe drag. And he's going to get it, but it goes on the short side. Misses, but they do hold it, and they pass it back and forth from the half wall. Now trying to keep it in. They do. McKinnon looking for some traffic in front. Hands it off. Gets it back. Looking to walk in. Elects not to shoot. Got Livingstone back up top there. He goes quick to the far side as Cooling trying to set something up. Cooling and Livingstone, those two. This time Livingstone's going to fire one and right off the post. Hammered the post dead on with 50 seconds to go here in the power play. Livingstone's going to hustle back at his own zone. Now he's going to look to get a burst of speed as he brings it up ice. Flying down that far side, cutting his way in, moves it over, fired a shot, and a save made. As throwing that one on goal was Pearson. And then the Kings with a chance to clear. 30 seconds remaining here now, here on the power play. As Riva comes way out to play, maybe one last opportunity for the Vitos here in this power play as they move it up. Looking for Greenlee, who dumps it in deep. Amiro looking to hammer that out. That's going to be kept in by Cormier. He does a little sauce pass far side. Kings step up with the pressure, but they keep it in as the penalized player gets ready to step out of the box. From down deep in the corner, looks out front. Glover gets a stick on that. We're back to even strength. Here everybody yelling and screaming from both benches. It's picked up by Lively. He was trying to find Cole near center ice. But they do force the Vitos in deep. Looking for a chance here is Cormier. Cormier flicks a high one to the far side. Sidoruk going to get back first for the Kings. He hands over to Weston. Weston flicks one up to the middle. Looked like that one might have been touched with a high stick, and the referees agree. As the Kings are flicking a high one up to the neutral zone. Vito's touched that with a high stick. That should bring that face-off right in front of their bench. Of course, when they pulled in the parking lot, see the big St. John Sea Dogs bus parked out front. So nice to see the Vitos coming down in fashion for this afternoon game. And right now we're still all tied at 1. Again, both goals coming back in the first minute of this hockey game. And the Vitos had a power play moments ago that the Kings were able to clear off. We're down to about 4 minutes to go here in the first. In behind the net now. Looking to move it up. Lemoyne down there on the forecheck. And he can come up with it. Back to the blue line now. Looking for a shot and going to fire one. Well, Sidoruk, sorry. And he's going to get it back. His first one saved. Moves over to Weston. He's got a fire shot as well. That gets through. But right in the old logo. And with some traffic in front. But Luca Riva able to look through the legs. Give himself some good position and able to hold on, make the save. 3:42 remaining first period. Face-off will come to the left of the Vitos goaltender. Again, I want to thank everybody from High Button Sports for tuning in this afternoon. Getting this started. Of course, there's lots of games on the High Button channel all day. U15, U16, U18, plus the U18 female. All kinds of hockey that you can watch all day and stay warm inside. And it's chilly out here. And back the other way. Here comes O'Toole, but he makes that extra move at the line that coaches love. And offside will be the call. Shots now 12-11 in favor of the Kings. 3:26 remaining here. First period. Face-off will come just below us on the offside. As Dagg will line up with Cope. Kind of a scramble draw that O'Toole this time stays on side as he chips it in, gives chase to the corner. He gives his player a bump and looks to move it up. There's a quick one-time as Alexander Dagg, love saying that name, fired that shot on goal. Vitos control it. Look for another, trying to catch the goaltender, maybe out of position a little bit. But Minihick turns that aside, and the Kings will try the far side, looking to break out. Stops up, quick pass up here for Frazier. Frazier now, he hits the red line. He got to fire that right on Riva. That has to pad that aside. Vitos will look to clear. You got to chip one a little bit too far. Miro, last player back for the Kings. He's going to spin and turn as he looks back up ice. Going to take it all the way behind his own goal. Down there on the forecheck, though. O'Toole looking to pick a pass off along the boards. He turns and fires, and Amiro got a stick on that. Picks it up, and again, put down deep by the Vitos. Looking to make a move, trying to get to the backhand, trying to spin back to the forehand. Gets taken down, and Thompson picks off the pass. And he's going to look to fire one out through the center. Vito's going to stick on that. Now Shanks hits the red line, dumps it in deep. He's looking for a change. King's trying to move it around. Trying to clear, kept in again. But it hits the shin pad. Culp trying to find it in his skates. Everybody looking for a loose puck, and there's Amiro able to finally pick it up. He clears one out to center. King's looking to make a change. Vito's trying to take advantage as it's chipped in by Moffitt. Players all tied up now. Referee's arms up as well. As we're going to get a holding call. And I think this one's going to go against the Vitos as they're both kind of looking at each other. As Amiro was tied up. I'm trying to see his number, but I think it is going to be St. John heading to the box. At number 6, Maxim McKinnon. The leading defense and scoreman. So he said the leading defenseman for in scoring in the league and is heading to the box for 2, holding's the call. As they're just under 2 to go here, so the Kings would love to score in the power play, maybe take the lead going into the intermission. And on the faceoff, Kings control. Looking to set up, and they start to move around the outside. Here's Weston over to Jackman. Jackman walking in for the faceoff stop. He fires one. He's going to miss wide, and he's going to send that one all the way outside. Now Jaden Weston got to retreat back in his own zone. He hands it back off to Jackman, who gives it back to him. Weston has a quick look up ice. Gets it back to Jackman, who tries to generate some speed in that far side. He brings it inside the line. He stops up. Going to give it back to the blue line. Here's Amiro. Frazier, he likes to shoot. He spins and fires, but that's going to go off a player in front and up into the netting and out of play. 1:15 to go here in the period. 1:23 remaining in the power play. Faceoff will come to the left of Riva. And I was holding the stick was the call. And that face-off, that's going to be whacked all the way out. And we're going to get a race for it back the other way. As Weston trying to get down there back in front of Cooling, who was flying up there. He'll curl off. As we're under a minute to go now, as Jackman brings the puck inside the zone. Looking to get a pass out front. Vito's blocked that one. Now Thompson takes his player to the boards. Amiro down there trying to follow a loose puck. A good job by St. John to win that battle and fire that out. I believe there's Arbo. 40 seconds remaining here in the period. Kings look cross ice, passing the tape of Frazier. He almost overskates it. Now he stops up. He's going to hand it back. He had to be careful there. There's only too many players, but O'Toole's going to take advantage. O'Toole steps in. He fires a shot, and just getting a stick on that was Amiro. That's a little bit of a confusion play there. Now again on the forecheck, and the Vitos here shorthanded, getting a couple opportunities towards the end of this period of going. They take the lead, but that one went off his skate. Now it's picked up by Silvuda. He's going to step in. He fires a shot. It goes high off the shoulder and drops down for a moment. But drop down, got to hold on with 10 seconds to go here. Face-off will stay inside the Vito zone. On the draw, Vito's win it back. They're going to look to try to pin it, maybe kill the rest of the period. They do try to clear it up, but it's kept in line. Maybe the last chance here. Lemoyne fires one, blocker save, rebound! But the horn's going to go. And that'll do it for us here after 1. All tied at 1, and shots on goal 15-14 in favor of the Kings. We're going to take about a 10-12 minute break here. Watch as Zamboni go around for about 10 to 12 minutes. That first period tells you anything. Come right back for the second. It's going to be a good one. See you ready in a few. Hey, you hear the music, you see the players making their way back to the center ice. As a young fan just below me, get the smile off his face, is giving some good high fives to the St. John Vitos. We'll switch ends. We're all tied at 1 here after 20 minutes. Mike Elliott, High Button Sports. I want to thank everybody for coming back. As the officials get them all straight up. So the Kings will start in the power play just for about 7 seconds as McKinnon will finish up that holding the stick call. Vito's looking to kill that off and then maybe try to get their first lead of this hockey game. So here we are, center ice, 20 minutes up on the clock. And they finally drop the puck. Players, I think they're still trying to wake up. Usually they get into it a little more between periods, banging their sticks on the glass. And either way, pucks drop. Kings look to put it in deep. They're back to even strength. As a bad line change here from St. John. As 2 players, one from the penalty box, I think the other one might have lost his neck or broke stick. Either way, Kings trying to come in from behind. Look for a pass out front. Vito's picked that off, and they're going to look to break out. They're going to flick one up. Jacko trying to hold the line, just comes outside. But Bellier gets a piece of it, puts inside the zone. Now the Kings will start to move it ahead. Quick pass, trying to get in behind the play was Neufeld. He gets a stick on it. He heads towards the bench. St. John will stop up behind their own goal. A little different than the start it was to the first period. We would have had 2 goals by now. As a long stretch pass, trying to connect there with Dag. That's picked off by Romaine. He goes to his partner. Goes back forth, that pass a little bit too far behind. Colpin was trying to fly up the ice. Now Frazier has it again. This time gets on the stick of Thompson. He tries to sidestep a check inside the line. He tries to fire a shot through. Does get through, rebound. He's turned aside, but now Frazier, he blocks the shot. That's one through with Thompson in front. Nice little blocker save by Riva. So the Kings fire some shots here towards the Vito's goal. Riva doing his part, turned away. Puck's going to come outside. Amiro, he looks cross ice as the Kings get back on side. Touched up now as Thompson brings it in. Thompson down deep, goes all the way around. Matthew Thompson trying to pass out front. That's picked off by St. John, who backhands one up through the neutral zone. Culp trying to go back there with Frazier, but Frazier can't get a piece of it, and that's going to go the length of the ice. Icing will be charged. Face-off will come back into the Kings zone. To the right of the Kings goaltender, George Minahick. As Moffat lined up there. There's a shot. That hits something in front and also checks the flex of his stick. Pass cross ice. Couldn't quite connect. Now cooling. Trying to dance his way to the front. Gets poked back to the corner as Culp looking for it. Culp looks up ice. He hits the red line. He's got to take it himself. He's looking for some room. His team's making a change, lose the handle. Maybe a chance here for the Vitos. That pass a little bit too far ahead as Amiro tries to chip one up. They play whack-a-puck here in the neutral zone. Vito's able to put it in deep. Now Weston. Weston to Amiro as they go from corner to corner. Amiro gets stopped back, loses the handle. Chance here in deep at the pass out front. Everybody looking for a minute down. Still down, pass out front, and somehow, but still, and blocking this shot, there was Amiro. As Minahick has lost his paddle, but Amiro putting his body in harm's way. He dives in front of that one. As St. John coming that close, throwing everything towards the goal as Cooley stops up his pass a little bit too far behind, and the Kings going to win their ice. And icing's going to be charged to the Vitos, who will come back down in their zone as we're almost 3 minutes gone here into the second. They get the ball lined up on the draw now. The officials checking the wingers and getting the toss. It's going to be the Vitos. So Coolin will come in and take the draw. Tries his luck with Lemoyne, kind of a scramble draw, trying to come out front with it. Looking, everybody's still trying to find, still loose. And now the Vito's trying to chip it out, trying to get by Sideruk. It does come just outside the line as Cole has to move it back to the other side. Lemoyne hits the red line, chips it in deep. As Riva got to be careful, those active boards in behind the goaltenders. They moved it to the boards, but kept in by the Kings. Sideruk, He goes to his defensive partner who likes to shoot, blocker, save, rebound picked up, and it's going to be cleared as Sidoruk picks up here at center. Hands over to Weston. Weston looks up to the middle as Salvuta trying to get a step. Vito's quickly back the other way. Little drop pass. Livingstone, the ever dangerous Livingstone. He takes this shot. That's going to be paddled aside to the far side. But now he's going to find a loose puck. Now he's going to throw a backhand. That Minihick just gets a piece of, forces it to the corner. They try to move it around. Loose puck in the high slot area, going to picked up by Ethan Lemoyne. Leaves it here for Slavuta, who brings it inside the lone zone. He tries to chip it in deep. His pass picked off. Vito trying to pick it up, but Lemoyne picks that off. Chance here in the high slot. He fires one, tries to go back short side, but goes a little too high. Now loose puck on the far side. Slavuta looking for it along the boards. Trying here for Cole. He has his stick kind of tangled with, and the puck's going to come the length of the ice. Romain back to get it. He goes to the far side now for Corkum. Neufeld trying to clear the zone, kept in at the blue line. Bouncing puck, doesn't quite get through. Jackman trying to chip it out, does. Good in there to put it right back in deep. Now LeBlanc right below us. Trying to get a step here short side. He brings it inside. He stops up. Looks to put it in deep. Pass up here, Jackman. Jackman stops, pops, and he didn't miss by much, but does go wide, far side with traffic in front. Kept in from the far blue line. Another shot towards the goal. That goes high. Jackman went to hand it back to the blue line, but Romain had stepped off the line. Now he looks to reset inside his own blue line. Hands it off to Corkum, who gives it back to Romain, and now hands it off to Jackman. Jackman looks to bring it up ice. LeBlanc trying to chip to the head as Jackman's flying in the zone. He's got two Vitos on him, trying to come out of the corner with it right down below Zamboni doors. Everybody trying to fish a loose puck out. Referee right there telling them to move it, and Jackman comes out with it. He loses it in behind. Chance for the Vitos to break out now. They look up ice on the far side. Just hits the red line as they dump it in deep. Looking to make a change. Maybe a chance here for Ramiro as he looked up ice. He likes to hold on now. Hands it to Glover. And looked to chip it in was Frazier, but took a funny bounce off his stick. And up into the netting, out of play. Face off here. They're just over 5.5 gone now in the second. Still all tied at 1. Shots all even, 18 apiece as well. We're about as even in this game as you can be. And the Vitos looking for Livingstone here. He couldn't quite handle the pass. Amiro tried to move up ahead. Now it's picked up by Culp. Culp trying to dance his way inside the line. He can't get back by the black jerseys in front of him. Now it's center. Put back in. Frazier gives chase along the wall. He tries to use that long reach to get a pass out front. Picked off again and looking for some room. Up to the neutral zone. Flying up is Moffitt. Liam Moffitt hands it over. There's a shot as getting taken down. Minnick able to get a piece of that. Forces it to the corner. Now to the far side. Give and chase is break. He can't quite catch up with it, but chipping in from the blue line. Now it's in the equipment. Frazier looking for it. Everybody looking for it, but the Vitos have it. Now Frazier chips one up ahead. Frazier trying to use that reach again, but he can't. He does poke it up ahead as he gets spun out. Kings looking to make a change. Vitos has a quick look if they look up ice. Up to the middle. That's picked off by Grancelli. He looks to take a shot. That's going to be blocked in front. Feeling the effects of that was Jacob Rowe. Now the Kings from behind the net. Looking to go up front. Goes off his skate. Grancelli spinning and turning, but whiffs on that shot. And now the Vitos will clear up the center. But Weston picks it off inside his own zone lone. Far side, they got Chisholm open, trying to free him, but couldn't quite connect with that pass. And he's going to be picked up now by McKinnon, who loses the handle past the far side. She scores! McKinnon loses the handle and behind net. And over that far side, I believe it's going to be Nick Grancelli. He's leading the lineup. Kings score with just over 7 minutes gone here in the second period. And that far side, just inside the face-off dot, with a nice low little wrister, puts that one in the back of the net. Kings regain their lead. They head way back with about 30 seconds into the first period. And then St. John tied up about 30 seconds later. Now they're looking to do the same thing now. They get inside the zone. looking for a chance here on the short side. Going to spin to the corner. Cross ice pass goes off a stick. Now for the far side. There's a shot. That's going to miss on the far side as well. He's looking for the old tip. Now an over the top. Trying to do the old alley-oop pass as we listen for the goal announcement. It was Grancelli. Sidoruk and Chisholm getting the assist marker, but here comes St. John with some speed. Far side, ripping a shot. That goes off a leg. And then a bouncing puck goes right through the top of the blue paint. And the Kings will look to clear. Lemoyne with a partial 2-on-1 to get inside the zone. He hands it off to Chisholm, who fires a shot. That's right in the glove of Riva, who holds on and makes the save. As I try not to talk over the timekeeper, Mr. Wade Wild, big Buffalo Bills fan, and he's got his jersey on over the timekeeper's box. He does such a fine job here. And he does a lot of games here at the Old Barn. Or as the Kings call it, their castle. They're looking to defend the castle here this afternoon, leading by 1. But still over half a hockey game to go and lots to be played. As the Kings hold the line, but then lose it as getting back in time was Corkum. Savuto almost gave it away there just inside the blue line. Now a pass out front. It's still bouncing around. Kings this time will move it up. Trying to connect here with Savuto. Reached out. They chipped in inside the zone, but the Vito's that quick. Back the other way, looking for Livingstone. He's trying to get a step inside the line. Kings push it back out. Pearson has to wait for everybody to get back on side. A little confusion there as he thought he was offside, but as he carried it right back out. Minnick going to play it. Kings hammer to the far side. Cole. He has a quick look. Over for Romaine. Back to Corkum. Corkum chips one up ahead. Trying to connect there with Lemoyne. Now Cole. Cole's got to fire that shot. And a nice leg save there. They have a quick look. I'm not sure if the net was knocked off in behind or not. Either way, play continues. Lemoyne hits the red line, dumps it in deep. Riva going to leave it behind his own net. Livingstone tries to chip one up ahead. Kings Jackman there to knock it back down deep. Forced to the far side. Vitos go behind their own goal. Looking to move it up. That goes off a shin pad. Does come outside the line as Neufeld looks to hand it back. Almost a giveaway here as the Vito is able to put it in deep. Glover. Now for a Miro. Miro has the puck bounce on him. Now trying to come out and looking out front. Holding, waiting, and somehow that hits a body in front as they had the Kings goaltender down and out, but couldn't quite get the shot on goal. Kept in at the blue line. Quick shot. That goes off a shin pad as spinning in fire was Cook. Puck on the far side. Kept in by Shanks. In behind the goal now. Trying to pull one out front. There's the pass, but Kings pick it off. And they're trying to clear now. Little backhand pass. And to Jackman, a little chip in chase as he puts it inside the zone. Looking to get there first. Both teams trying to knock away right at the side of the goal mouth. Forced to the corner. And it's LeBlanc. LeBlanc. Down deep for Jackman. Jackman takes it behind the net. He tries to find an opening. Fakes the drop off. Takes it to the blue line. Spins and fires. That's going to miss here on the short side. Vito's look to clear. They do. Jacob Amiro here at center. He looks for Jackman. Jackman trying to give back to Amiro. They couldn't quite get their lines straight as they look to bring it inside the zone. Now trying to flick one up to the middle. Is the Vitos, and it's going to be Cooley. Or sorry, it's Greenlee. Greenlee, he spins and fires, but that's going to get Minnick right in the old logo. And he's going to hold on, force a face-off. 9-10 remaining here in the second period. Both teams scored a goal in the first, early in the first. And the Kings with the only goal here in the second, making it a 2-1. So not a bad crowd here for this afternoon's game. Of course, the Kings do the opposite as they sit on the visitors' side as they have their dressing room over on that side. I see a few parents made the trip down from St. John here on our side. And I hope everybody else is enjoying the game. We always say the best place to see it is live in person. We'll do our best to bring you the action on the stream. As Frazier trying to bring that puck all the way through. He pokes it just too far ahead. Revo to play it as he gets a paddle, puts it to the corner. But the Kings pick it off. Culp to the far side. Weston, he serves it, fires, rebound. And Vito trying to corral a bouncing puck. It gets forced to the wall. Now forced in deep. as Moffitt moves around behind the net. Now it's up to Cooling. Cooling looking to put the Jets on. He tries to get a step here on the short side. He can't get by. Cinderbrook moves out to Frazier. Frazier maybe in alone. Ben Frazier fires. And he tried to go low blocker, but Riva not fooled and makes a huge save. And then the referee's arms up as well. And there's going to be a penalty, and the Kings touch the puck. So after a big save, and now a conversation over on the far side, I think there's going to be a call against Frazier. But sliding over is Noah Cormier to have a conversation. Let's see what the call is going to be here. The penalty was coming down in behind us as the player's slow to get up. But he is up and okay. McKinnon, as a trainer for the Kings, Liam McNeil, quick to jump on the ice to check on the St. John player. We're 2 minutes up on the clock. I missed a signal from the official. I think it's going to be boarding. Either way, 2-minute power play here for the Vitos as they love to tie this hockey game up with 8:08 remaining in the second period. Going to get an opportunity on the power play. Face off to the right of the Kings goaltender. Vitos get the draw. Here's McKinnon. Looks like he's okay as he was slow to get up, which is the main thing as we're glad to see it. Here's a passing around here. Here's a penalty call. It was a boarding call. The shot from the blue line gets through. But Minnick able to see that, get the glove on it, hold on. 13 seconds tick off on the penalty. Faceoff will stay inside the zone. This faceoff again picked up by St. John. Far side Cooling. Moves over McKinnon. He has a quick look as he walks the line. He's going to drop it off, but couldn't quite get the right drop he wanted. Grancelli picks that off, sends it down the length of the ice. Riva going to come way out to play it. And he makes a nice little backhand pass to the far corner. Grancelli still down there on the forecheck. Now the Vitos will look up ice. Hands it off to Cooling. He's going to bring it inside the line. He looks for some room. He fires one, trying to go there on the far side, but misses everything. And that's going to send that puck all the way back down the length of the ice. Kings trying to get a quick change in. They're trying to clear a quick stretch pass. And a big bump there as O'Toole and Romaine bump shoulders. But now the Vitos have it. And here Livingstone fakes the shot, hands it over far side, gets it back. Now he'll shoot, look for the traffic in front. That hits Jackman and goes wide. But loose pick picked up by St. John. Back up here top. Daigle. Dag hands it off. And it's McKinnon. He spins and fires, and I think Amiro made a glove save there as he forces it to the corner. Now Romaine trying to dig it out. Referee right in behind the goal there. Yelled him to move it. 25 seconds remaining here in the power play from the far wall. Vitos have it. Looks like we're going to go for the quick one time. But he does a quick pass along the boards, and is able to hold the line as Chisholm trying to knock that loose. Now Chisholm this time going to clear it out, and Romaine going to try to be the first person up. As in behind, Chisholm was all tied up. 5 seconds to go. As the penalized player will step back out of the ice. Long stretch pass up through center. As Dag here on the short side. He tries to pull one out front, and there's the Kings goaltender, George Minnick, able to make a save as the Vito's player trying to drag that out front and knock that back the other way, but can't beat the glove with 6 minutes to go here in the second period. On the faceoff, both teams look for it. Vitos have it right for the top of the circle. Firing that one. I'm pretty sure Minnick got a piece of that with the glove. Now the Kings will try to clear. They pass it up through the middle. A little bit too far behind the intended target. Vitos will circle back in their own zone. A little DDD. They look to go up ice. Picking up off the boards now. It's Bellier. Knocks it in deep. Glover trying to get there first. He takes a bump in the corner. Puck loose in between the legs. And it's forced to the opposite side now. Put back in deep and behind the net now. Greenlee trying to come out front with it. And looking for trying to pull the trigger on the short side. Second attempt on the backhand does get through. Minnick gets an arm on that. Held into blue line. Quick passing. Another shot. Blocked. Rebound comes in behind. Vito's still with it from the corner. Trying to chip in from the blue line now is Cormier. He holds the line. Goes to the opposite side with it. Vito's Some good offensive zone time. And with the pass out front, Minnick gets the paddle down. Kings force it to the corner. Cole trying to clear it. Kept into blue line, spinning a turn. This one's blocked by Amiro. He's going to go for a skate. He hits the red line looking for a change. In behind the goal now. Looking to force it out. Vito's having it in the opposite side. Looks up ice. And Cole tried to glove that down. Almost gets to Bellier. And they had to go off his skate. Kicked up ahead. Weston, he tries to move it. So far, both teams missing with their passes here through the neutral zone. And St. John will slow things down. Looking to get back. Cole with a good active stick. He gets a piece of it. He goes back out front. Goes off his stick. Now LeBlanc tried to fire one. That goes off his skate. He comes down with his own rebound. Cole back to the blue line. Weston, Sidderook fires a shot. That misses well wide here on the short side. And St. John will look to pick it up. Pass in the feet. Sidderook looks to pick it off. Looks to clear it out. Cutler tries to dump it in deep. Goes off his skate. Now Nofeld gives chase. It's his and Airbro give battle in behind. Pass out front. Moved over the far side. Weston back to Jackman. Now Sidderook. He fires a shot. This one gets on target. 2 shots. And both off the big pads of the Vito's goaltender. But it's kept into blue line fire. Another shot. This one gets through. But lands right in the old breadbasket. Now we get some little bit of hands going. Doesn't look like anything going to come from this. 3:37 remaining here now in this second period. Faceoff will stay in the St. John zone. Shots 24-22 in favor of the Kings, who lead by 1. We'll get a faceoff now on that far side. Kings get the draw back at the blue line. Looking to put one down deep. Vito's give chase in behind their own goal. Trying to move things up ahead. Kings pick it off. Trying to find the room short side. Now rebound for Jackman. He couldn't quite get a shot through. Vito's will get it to the far corner. Big collision there between both players there. Both players stay up, and they both feel that one, I'm sure. Now Romaine holds the line. He fires one. That's blocked at her side. As LeBlanc down there giving chase. Vito's will try again. Just going to riff on far side. That one's got to go the length of the ice. And as the whistle goes, icing will be the call. Kings will get a change in. Vito's will be unable to. As we get to the later stages here of this second period. Face off to the right of Luca Riva. Face-off picked up by St. John. Look to move it out. Frazier holds the line. He fires a hard shot. That's right in the glove, though. As he was deep in his goal, standing strong. And Frazier has that heavy shot. Put it right on target. But right in the glove of the Vito's goaltender. Will switch dots. This face-off won back by St. John. Takes them in behind their own net. Trying to stop up. Kings down there in the forecheck. They're going to flick one up. Again, Frazier gloves another one down. Turns it, fires again. And again, it's in the glove of the St. John goaltender, which will force another face-off. St. John getting a change in. And they get the face-off from the corner. Looking up ice now. Trying to put one in behind. That goes off a King shin pad. It comes all the way down to Minnick, and he's got the puck on his stick. He finally makes the pass out. He held it long enough. And I'm sure the coaches on the Kings side were going to have a heart attack, but he made a great pass all the way out. Now the Kings got to get back on side. Chance for the Vito to move it up the ice, but Frazier has it for the Kings. Ben Frazier on that far side. He tries to find somebody open. His pass does get through. But then Romaine gives it right back as nobody home, as Corkum had fallen back off the line. And the Vito's bringing it in. They go cross ice with a little bit too far ahead of Dag, who tried to bring it from behind the net. Minnick down. Puck loose. In behind the net. Player gets all tied up. He get all looked up at the official to see if there's going to be a call. Play continues. Cross ice pass. Here's Romaine. Cade Romaine now hits the red line. Tries to dump one himself inside. Gets some help from Thompson. Takes it to the boards. Hands off to Kobe. He fires one. And that was a high riser that just goes up over the shoulder. Kings still with it. Frazier again. He gets one on goal. And again, this time not in the glove, but right in the belly. With some pushing and shoving between Frazier and Dag now. Two big bodies having some words. We'll keep an eye on those two as this game continues. So down just under a minute and a half remaining here in the second. On the draw now, trying to pick it out of the feet was Grancelli. He was looking for his second of the game. That shot didn't quite get through, and the Vitos will clear one out. See if this one makes it far enough for icing or not. Race back, and icing's waved off either way, and the Vitos trying to get one out front. Couldn't quite connect with the pass. Puck still loose, though, on that far side. Vitos still have it. He gets pinned along the boards. Force one down deep. Glover puts it back along the boards that the Vitos pick off, and again back down deep in the corner. Now maybe the Kings will look to clear. Here comes Amiro. Jacob Amiro hits the red line, dumps it in deep. As they try to move things around to the far side now. Puck loose. Referee right there telling them to move it. A couple players go down. The referee's arm goes up. There's the whistle. And the helmet gets knocked off as well. As we have a quick look. I think this one is going to go against the Kings. To look down at the official. And head contact, which would make sense with the Vito's helmet sitting on the ice. So with about 37.5 seconds to go, Grancelli, who scored a goal earlier for the Kings, got to head to the box. And now to see if it's 2 or 4, it is going to be 2. So the opportunity that Vito's looking for now, looking to tie this hockey game up before the intermission. 37 and change remaining here on the clock. Faceoff will come to the right of the Kings goaltender. Faceoff goes straight back to the corner. Kings trying to pin it. Looking to kill some time now as Weston has the puck pinned underneath his skates. 3 black jerseys, 2 white jerseys. Everybody trying to move that puck. And the Vitos have it for the moment, but it is going to be picked up by Jackman. Jackman finds the open boards. Going to send the Vitos all the way back into their own zone. St. John will have to move quick here. Only got 15 seconds. Look to bring the puck up ice. Looking to turn the Jets on. Cooling. Fakes the pass, holds, brings it inside the line. Look for a step here, short side, gets forced to the boards. Back up top. Livingstone, you know he likes to shoot. He fires one where it comes right back to him and makes a quick pass over. But that's going to do it as the horn goes. That's a quick conversation, good sportsmanship from both teams. Little tap from the goaltender. Either way, after 40 minutes, Kings lead 2-1. Shots 30-23, also in favor of the Kings. We're going to watch Dave jump back on the Zamboni, see if he can keep it straight. And get ready for what's going to be an exciting third, or will we see extra hockey here this afternoon? We're going to take a quick break. We'll see everybody back in about 10 minutes. And we'll welcome everybody back here for the third period. 2-1 hockey game we have here. And it's been a close battle all afternoon between these two squads. Shots 30-23 in favor of the Kings, but the Vitos are going to start on the power plays here for a minute 22 to start this third period, looking to tie this hockey game up. Again, this is the only game on the schedule for the weekend for the Vitos making the trip down here. And with a win, they could take over top spot as they got a few games in hand on the Dukes. The Kings sitting in 6th place right now, look for a huge win. They'd like to get this one today, and then they go on the road tomorrow as they head out to Moncton to take on the Thunderbirds. Looking for a 4-point weekend, but we got lots of hockey left to be played here. And again, the Vitos on the power play to start this third. And the puck kind of bounces around. Both sides get a shot at it. The Kings able to set it down, and down there on the forecheck is Jackman shorthanded. He's looking for a loose puck. He's doing some dancing behind the goal, trying to keep the puck at bay. And LeBlanc hits an edge there in front of the net. Jackman still on the forecheck. Now the Vito's finally able to force the puck loose as we got 55 seconds to go here on the power play. Here comes McKinnon. McKinnon skates in. He dumps it in deep. He gives chase. King trying to run around the far side, kept in along the boards. Hand off. Livingstone steps in. He fires one. But there's Minahan starting this third off way outside the top of his crease. Flicking the glove. Making the save. Holding on. Forcing the face-off in deep. We got about 40 seconds gone in the period. And about the same remaining here on the power play for the Vitos. This draw to the half wall. Cooling. Trying to put it down deep. That's going to be gloved down at the blue line by Livingstone. Good job to keep it onside. Livingstone takes it down deep, takes it all the way behind the goal. Trying to set something up. He goes all the way around. Still with it. Now he hands it off to the far side. Looks to get it back. Winds in. Cooling. One-time blast. Saves made. Rebound. And that's put aside as well as Minanek able to make 2 huge saves. But puck's kept in. Cooling. Softs up. There's a quick one-time. That hits his stick in front as Livingstone put a blast towards the goal. Kept in again on the far boards as the penalized player gets ready to step in the box. Livingstone hands it off. Cooling, walking in, holds, pass out front, and sliding over, I believe, was Glover and knocked that away as the penalized players back on the ice. We're back to 5-on-5. And Slavuta looks to pick a loose puck. He's going to skate up. Drops it. And a second drop there as Lively was trying to find it, but that's picked off by the Vitos who look to bring it inside the zone. It's popped back. Goes Slavuta again with it on that far side. He tries to spin away from a forecheck. Kings will go D inside the zone. Looking up ice. Looking way in behind the play was Cole. Now he's going to have to win the race to get there instead of for the icing, and does. As that pass had a little too much sauce on it as Weston fires down and up the ice. Now here comes the Vitos looking to clear. Does just get outside the line. Dumped back in by Sidoruk. Picked up there by Shanks. Shanks put the brakes on them. Goes to the far side with it. Looks to skate up ice. Little pass up just too far ahead of Pearson. Couldn't quite get a stick on it. That goes the length of the ice. Icing will be the call. About 2.5 gone here now. Third period. Face off back in the Vito zone. On the draw now. Vitos in the corner. Kings collapse quickly on them. They try and knock it loose. And the Vitos do come up with it. They're going to flick one up through center. Bouncing puck. Sidoruk going to get there first. Hands it off to Weston. Weston. Look down the tunnel here. As Jake Airbrew was limping in the tunnel. And he's giving his head a little shake to the coach. Well, hopefully he's okay. I'm not sure what happened there, but either way, here's again another one for Cole. A little bit too far for him, and Cole's got to get there first. He wins the race. Mason Cole with the puck on his stick now, but he's going to bring it all the way outside the blue line as he looked like he's going to hand it off. Now he's going to chip one back in. He's going to give chase again. He takes a bump as he tries to get inside the zone, and Vito's will go look to the far side. Can't clear as it kept in by Savuta, puts it down deep. He's looking for a change, and Riva has lost his stick. It's in behind him now as Lemoyne trying to hold the line. It is popped out. Far side, Frazier trying to bring it in. Frazier makes one move, but he can't pull the trigger to make on the second move. And again, Riva finally maybe able to go pick up his stick as he leaves the net. Thompson picks a loose puck up. He's going to hand it off. Now the far side, trying to touch run up to the middle. Culp trying to find it in his skates. Thompson trying to headbutt that puck in, but Vito's do chip it out. Culp stays on the right side of the red line, dumps it right back in deep. Riva, he's going to leave that there for Cook behind the net. Cook looks up ice as he takes it to the far side. It's going to have it go off his skate, come right back to him. Now Cormier moves it up. They chip it in deep. And down there on the forecheck, looking to pick one off, but reaching back to get it is Romaine. Now he's going to skate up ice. Looking up to the middle for Frazier. Frazier trying to use that reach and bring it inside the line. Takes it to the corner. Try to pass it out front. Vito's picked that up. Now they're going to go quickly. As we go end to end, here's Cutler. Cutler trying to give it back to Moffitt. A big collision there, but it's between two Kings players. As the Kings, as Romaine and Amiro are both slow to get up. Romaine head to the bench. Hopefully he's going to be okay as Frazier trying to zigzag his way through the ice. He loses it just inside the line. Grancelli now hits the red line. Little chip and chase as he puts it in deep. Riva going to move that to the far corner, to the near corner, sorry. The Kings bring it outside. Chisholm. Here to Glover. Glover trying to go here to Lively. This touch up in the middle. Livingstone trying to get a step. Livingstone to the backhand. He got tied up just enough, but does get the backhand through, and Minnick makes a big save as the puck in the hands of the ever so dangerous Trip Livingstone. There he is again, this time trying to do the old Kucherov. Leaving that there. Could call it the Datsud as well, is what I was trying to say. Either way, Minnick in there. And then a shot on goal. And you can hear the two teams. Of course, it's quite quiet in here, especially on this side. So you can hear a lot of the players at ice level. But there's Minnick again, able to make a big save. 31-29 shots on goal now in favor of the Kings. 14-11 remaining here in the third period. Will we see extra hockey this afternoon? Still lots left to be played. As Arbo again still in the tunnel trying to walk off whatever. If it's an ankle or a foot injury, he's trying to get himself back in playing position. In the tunnel there, hoping to come back out. There's a pass out front. Kings picked that off. Looking to go for a skate now. Here's LeBlanc. Charlie LeBlanc, a little chip and chase as he goes deep to the corner. He takes a bump with the old reverse hit. And then able to pick the puck up is Pearson. Moves it to the boards, looking for O'Toole. Now it's Weston. Weston chips on up. That's picked off by O'Toole at the hit of body. O'Toole trying to get to the forehand. O'Toole fires one, but that's going to be deflected off the defender's stick up into the netting and out of play. 6.5 gone now here in the third. 2-1 hockey game. As this battle, it started with a bang with two quick goals from both teams, and then Kings able to score one in the second. As it looked like it was going to be a high-scoring affair the way it started. But it's been a pretty tight checking battle ever since. Chances for both ends, though, as goaltenders doing their parts for their respective squads. Now the Kings from their own line going back and forth. Weston looks up ice. Jaden Weston going to go for a little skate now. So I try to catch up with the speed. Weston down below the goal line, all the way around the net. On the backhand, he's going to get pinched off as the puck comes through the corner. As Cole takes his player down, Savuta walks in. He looks for a shot. And Lemoyne was kind of floating around looking for a deflection. Save's made. Now Weston. There it is, a deflection as Weston takes a shot. And somehow Riva sliding over from post to post. Able to get himself quite large makes the save, able to hold on to it underneath the arm, forcing the face-off inside his own zone. Face-off will come to the far dot now. This face-off, won back by the Kings as Romain tries to chip it in deep. It's in the feet now, Lemoyne. Lemoyne tried to go for a sharp angle shot, but able to hold his post, and as he does, making the save, knocks the net off. He's going to help out the official and put it right back on. But most importantly, he makes the save as Lemoyne trying to find some room there on that far side, trying to find a little bit of daylight between the post and the goaltender. None to be had as the save's made. As Culp going to line up on the draw now. Wins it back to Corkum. He fires a shot. He didn't get much wood on that one. And the puck sails wide. Vito's trying to clear, but it's kept in by Romain. Along the boards now. Chipped in deep. Lemoyne trying to dangle his way. Gets it back to the blue line, and that extra little bump is going to pop back. And the official right on the line with a good angle and a good call. Offside will be the call. It's a chilly one outside and a chilly one inside here as well. It's cold in the old barn here this afternoon. As the Vitos try to find in the feet. They do. Partial 3-on-2 shaping up. Far side, Dag trying to get a step. He pushes it forward. Puck goes a little bit too far, but he gives chase in behind. Still with it now on the backhand. Cycles it back down deep. Now Corkum trying to give chase. Pass picked off by Romain. He tries to dance it, but he loses as he toe picks himself. Now pass over front. There's a quick shot. Firing that one high with Dag. He's looking short side, top corner, but fired it up off the glass. A big hit there as Romain, as he likes to do, fires a shot. Bouncing puck. As Minnick down, slides over, somehow keeps out. Now the puck bounces around in behind the net. As right now the Vito's coming close. As Thompson tries to pick a loose puck. Chips one along the boards, kept in the blue line, passed out front. Trying to go skate the stick. Now McKinnon chips in from the blue line. He puts it in behind. Corkum picks that pass off. McKinnon gives chase. The Kings have put it along the boards. Trying to clear. Fires the blue line. Not out. It's hammered right back in deep. Vito's with some good offensive zone time here. Maybe a chance for the Kings now to clear if they look up ice. Off a skate. Comes outside the line. Picked up now by Frazier. Frazier loses the handle, but they dump it in deep. They're looking for a change. Vito trying to come back up with some speed. McKinnon trying to dance his way through the neutral zone as he brings it to the far side. He gets stick check. Puck stays in. Dumped in deep to the corner. Dag again. As him and Glover give each other kind of a bump there in the corner. Puck pushed along the boards. Picked up now by Grancelli. He goes to the opposite corner. Picked up by Chisholm, who chips one up. Now Lively trying to give chase. Lively trying to get a step. But getting back there first is Godin. But Lively with a loose puck. Passed out front. Grancelli looking for a second of the afternoon. But good job by Riva to slide over, get that off the top of the shoulder. And it's going to go up in the netting and out of play. 9.5 pretty well gone here. Third period, 2-1 hockey game. As both goaltenders seeing lots of rubber here this afternoon. Shots 36-31. In favor of the Kings. They had the puck here right now, trying for another one. That goes off the outside of the goal post, I should say. And as it happened there a little bit earlier, net's knocked off again. Again, these nets sometimes seem to go off quite easy, but the goaltenders are so strong, pushing off from post to post. See it at all different levels. Here's this face-off picked up by the Vitos right off the draw, looking to skate one up ahead. Livingstone moves over for O'Toole. Couldn't quite pick up that pass as the Kings force it back inside the zone. Shanks looking to go for a skate. Likes to hand it off. Chisholm up there on the forecheck looking for a loose puck. Kings come up with a Grancelli trying to get a step. You little backhand socks the Glover who's joined the play. He tries for a pass out front. Picked up in behind now by Chisholm. And there's Grancelli firing on that. Hits a skate in front. Puck comes to the corner. Referee's arms up as well. As I wait to see who's going to go against. I believe it's going to go against the Vitos. We're going to get a hooking call. And again, this is why I'm up in the booth. because it's going against the Kings and it's going against number 34, Camden Chisholm. So another power play opportunity here for the Vitos. Unable to capitalize on their opportunity so far, but with under 10 to go now here in the third period, the opportunity they need as they're looking to tie this hockey game up. One back. Here's McKinnon. He has a look. He sees some traffic in front. C&I shot for the blue line. We're all tied at 2. All kinds of traffic in front. And he's leading scorer for the defenseman for a reason, as number 6, Maxim McKinnon, ties this thing up at 2. Only a couple seconds ticked off on the power play. Like I said, all kinds of bodies in front of Mihinick. And kind of an old knuckle puck gets through, goes low glove. And we are all tied up. Kings with the face-off draw. Looking to chip one up here at center, picked off. But forced back in their own zone. Vitos go behind the net, little D to D. Down there on the forecheck though is Neufeld trying to knock one loose. The Kings lose along the boards. O'Toole cross ice now for Livingstone. Livingstone trying to make a play now on that far side, trying to dance his way to the front of the net. Pass up there, Cooling with the one time. He gets that off the heel of his stick. McKinnon scored moments ago. Looking for another one. Similar shot. This time no traffic in front. Maybe looking for a rebound. But Minnick comes way out, holds on. No rebound to be had. 9 minutes remaining here in the third. Face-off, I'll say, in the Kings zone. On the draw now. Kings win it back. Romaine going along the boards with it. O'Toole going to pick that off. Leaves it here from McKinnon. McKinnon chips it in deep. O'Toole trying to come off the boards. Another pass to front. This one's picked off by the Kings. And so quick puck movement. Lemoyne trying to catch up to it. Along the boards now. Both teams looking. Corkum trying to chip in as well. Here's the goal announcement. Cooling going to get the assist marker on that one. Now he tried to dump in. Hits Romaine skate. He tried to catch up to it. Hands off to Cole, who couldn't get the shot off. You can hear the Kings bench looking for a call. Not taking it. One. There's going to be a shot from the blue line that's going to be deflected. A quick look over here. You get a laugh. The Kings bench just giving it to the official. The official explaining to him as well. Nothing to be had. We get a little chuckle out of that one. Face-off stays inside the zone. Cole got a fire when that was deflected as it went off Dag, but misses on the short side. Now both teams looking for it from the corner. Vito's going to reverse sides. We'll try here from the off corner. Up to the middle. Let's get passed off. Picked up. Lemoyne steps in and scores! Pass right up the middle. And number 92, Ethan Lemoyne, says thank you. He walks in, fires one upstairs. Kings regain their lead. It's 3-2. As he picks the pass off right in the high slot. You can, players going over to give their goaltender a little tap. As an errant pass, unfortunately, right out through the middle. And Lemoyne says thank you and puts that one home. Kings regain their lead as the faceoff is back inside their own zone here from center. They go along the boards trying to hold the blue line now, but it does get chipped out. Here's the goal announcement. That one's unassisted. His 8th of the season for Lemoyne as Frazier goes cross ice. As Romaine has to watch out as stepping up as Pearson. Now here comes the Vito's far side, but going to get knocked to the corner. And loose puck picked up as Cole better be careful taking that right out in front of his own goal. But the Kings do clear it. Cormier there to put it right back in deep. Corkum behind his own net now. Corkum has a quick look up ice. Vito's looking to collapse quickly on him. Frazier has to go off his stick. And now it's Greenlee trying to find him. And Cope comes back to help. He moves it quickly to the far side for Thompson. Thompson tries to flick one in. Going to get some help now from Frazier, who overskates the puck. Now Frazier gets again. This time he hammers it in. And you can see Riva had to be careful there as the puck bounced close to his goal. Glover holds the line, fires a shot. That hits his skate. And the Vito's going to dump it down. Never going to get a race for it as Amiro trying to get there first. And able to stay in front of the Vito's player, cause an icing. Referee was saying something to the Vito's bench here. Couldn't quite pick it up what it was, but either way, icing's the call. 6.5 remaining here in the third. Shots now 38-34 in favor of the Kings, who scored moments ago to retain the lead. There's a shot right off the faceoff, save made. Rebound doesn't quite get through. Both teams still looking for it, still loose in the high slot. This time the Vito's pick it up. Here's Degg. Degg at center, trying to get a step there on that far side. Can't quite catch up with the puck as Grancelli going to rim that around. Takes a funny bounce off those Zamboni doors. Vito's hold the line. Trying to walk in from the short side now was Moffitt. That gets turned aside. Now the Kings will look to clear. Chisholm. He gets stick checked from behind by Moffitt. Moffitt tries to bring it in the far side. Moffitt now. He goes out front. That goes off his skate. Then he realized he had Degg behind him. It kept him from the blue line by Cormier. He fires a high shot that's high off the glass. Now it's going to be picked up by Lively. Lively trying to spin off a check. Going on the boards now for Chisholm. Can't quite handle that break-o pass. Livingstone going to flick a high one to the corner. Amiro trying to pick it up. He looks up ice. His pass a little bit too far from Grancelli. He's looking for a change anyway. Going to be picked up now by Godin. We look for a quick pass up here and deflecting for Livingstone. A little bit too far for him. Kings, Sideruk. Now to Jackman. Jackman with some speed. Jackman trying to bring the puck in. Jackman can't quite pull the trigger. But now he's trying to get out of the corner. A couple of black jerseys on him. Right down by those referee doors. Jackman's still on the chase. Vito's finally gets to the opposite corner. Sideruk going to keep that in from the blue line. Old knuckle puck missed on the far side. Under 5 minutes remaining here now in the third. King's trying to come out of the corner with it. He gets spun out. Referee's arm stays down as well. Weston looking to hold the line. Weston walking in. He's got a fire shot. That missed short side. Somehow, as on his belly is Riva, as Weston walked in, tried to fire that shot on purpose on the short side and almost bounced off the short side of the boards. I'm trying to say out front, and almost off the goaltender in as it went through the blue paint to the opposite side. But Riva flat on his belly, able to make the save. As again on that far side, referee's having another conversation with the Kings bench. As referee skates away, shaking his head. Nothing going to come from that. Now the Vito's going to get tossed in the draw as Livingstone a little too quick to jump. So O'Toole will come in and try his luck with Lemoyne. Puck gets forced to the corner. Vito's going to rim that around and will come all the way out. It's sent down all the way the length of the ice. And icing will be charged to the Vitos. So we'll redo that draw. It's got about 4.5 remaining here now in the third period. This face-off goes to the half wall. Kings trying to keep it in. Vito's pick it up. They look to move it to look cross ice. And McKinnon almost losing the handle there. So it's Lafuta who's poking away at it in the skates. And now they'll look to reset again, looking up through center. Livingstone just sidesteps the check there as Romaine had him all lined up. It did get enough of him that Livingstone is slow to get off. Looks like he might have got him high up in the quad. We'll keep an eye on Trip Livingstone as Corkum gets taken down. And then back in front, and Mininick somehow able to slide over. They see a broken stick on the ice from Corkum as Livingstone's still trying to shake off what looked to be a leg injury as he's favoring that left leg. Under 4 minutes remaining here now. Third period, faceoff will come to the right of the Kings goaltender. Last thing the Vitos want is to lose Livingstone. This late in the game. But here's Shanks holding the line. He fires when that gets through. But that's going to get Minahinek right in the old bread basket. He's going to hold on. We'll redo that draw. As Greenlee will line up on the draw there now with Culp. There's a loose puck right in the high slot and fire that one on target. Was a Hearn. Minahinek turns that away. Now Amiro loses the handle in the corner. Another pass trying to go up front. As Greeny trying to knock one loose. He's going to get it back along the boards. Culp there trying to knock it loose. Kings free to the opposite side. Thompson trying to pick it up off the half wall. Vito's looking to pin them right back down deep. Loose puck now, popped out. It does come just outside the line. Now inside their own line, it's going to be Shanks. He takes it down in behind the net. Referee's letting it go. Puck's underneath him somehow. Now the referee's arms up as well, and the whistle's going to go. I think that extra hit, no interference, is going to be the call. And this time it is going to go against the Vito. So with just under 3 minutes to go, interference call against St. John. Trying to see his number in the box. Either way, power play. It is number 21, Grayson Shanks. Going to head to the box for 2. So an opportunity now in the power play for the Kings to double their lead in the later stages of this third period. And they got the draw. Looking to set up here. Corcoran walking line. He fires a shot. That hits a leg in front, comes to the corner. Lemoyne now from the half wall. Backhands one cross ice. Slavuta has a quick look. He's going to drop it off for Cole. Cole, he spins and fires, but that was going to be a high riser. Standing tall, reaching up over his head with the glove is Riva. And the good news for the Vitos is that Livingstone is back on the ice and looks like he's skating okay. But he got a bit of a Charlie horse that he was able to shake off. Here's a penalty call with 23 seconds ticked off on that penalty. It is Shanks. This draw controlled by the Kings. Romaine hands it off. Slavuta back up top now. Corkum to Ethan Lemoyne. He goes back cross ice for Slavuta. Slavuta now going to leave for Corkum. Corkum trying to get a step on the far side. Corkum on the backhand, out front. Romaine to Lemoyne, and he almost had his second of the game with a nice block there as putting his body entire way. You can see him slow to get up in front of the goal. I believe it's McKinnon, and he's still battling though. 1:05 to go in the power play, and Livingstone was able to get a stick on that and knock the Kings back in their own zone as Corkum got to be careful here. As down there on the forecheck is Livingstone. Now Corcoran going to skate up ice, hits the red line, dumps it in deep. Kept in deep from Slavuta. He gets some help from Cole in the corner. Mason Cole up top, Lemoyne. Slavuta, Cole. He's got a fire shot. That's deflected. Getting a pan on that is Riva. And the Vito is able to pick it up and clear it down the length of the ice 30 seconds ago here in the power play. 1.5 remaining in the third period. As Greeny's down there on the forecheck. Had a quick look over my shoulder just in case. You never know when these teams might pull the goalie now. But here comes Jackman. Captain Jordan Jackman trying to split the D, but he can't get through. The puck is pushed a little too far, but now gets some help from Thompson. And it comes back to Jackman. Amiro, Frazier. A minute to go here. Frazier walks in. He hammers a shot. That gets blocked in front. Penalized players back on the board. The Vitos looking to get to control. They're going to send it the length of the ice, but not realizing penalty goal. But getting there first. And he had some time. Shanks out of the box, able to win that race. Gets rid of the icing, but Weston quickly back the other way. Weston fires a shot. Saves made. Rebound. Forced to the far side. It's chipped up the head. And another race. And there's Cooley. As I had a quick look. Pass in front. O'Toole with the one-hand backhand, but he puts it a little bit too wide. The goaltender finally heading to the net here now. To the bench, from his net. Extra attacker on. Puck comes out front. Fresh off the bench. Dag fires one. Passes around and misses on that far side. As another shot. And put it down. And how is all we can say is I can hard to catch up with words. Weston laying on his belly. how that puck stayed out. Vito's everything but the kitchen sink thrown at the net in that last little play. Now we're going to get a timeout with 11.2 up on the clock. Vito's did everything they could, firing the puck towards the goal. And at the end of it, Kings players on their belly, their goaltender on their belly, did everything in their power to keep that puck out. So the Vito's coming close, and still with 11.2 on the clock. Vito's want to talk about this faceoff that will stay deep in the King zone. They'd love to send this. And you know what? This game almost deserves some 3-on-3 hockey, but the Kings want to take this victory. They look to want to move up further in the standings, again in the later stages of the schedule. As again, both teams coming off disappointing results from the 2026 Ice Jam that was held last weekend at the Greenfoot Energy Center in Bedford. And of course, us with High Button Sports was there from Wednesday to Sunday with all the action. It was a great event, and I was glad to be a part of it. Here we go, folks. 6-on-5, net empty for the Vitos. Important face-off, comes to the half wall. Everybody claps quickly on it, and Lemoyne going to send it down to the empty net, but it's not going to make it. Icing's going to be called, so don't go anywhere, folks. Still 2.2 up on that clock. For the Vitos now, you're going to kind of have to fire right off that draw. You might have a quick chance to win it back, but everybody's got to be up at the top of the circle and throw it towards the net and just crash. Here we go, folks. The officials trying to get them lined up. Jackman, Cooley comes in through. The horn's going to go. Everybody's got a dance partner now as the horn goes. And everybody coming in for defense of their goaltender as the Vitos was crashing the goal. But the Kings are going to take it. Final score 3-2. Final shots on goal 43-40. Now for both teams, the last thing you want is anything suspension or injuries to come at the end of the game. But the Kings will take it. And the Kings will be back on the road tomorrow as they're going to head out to Moncton to pay a visit with the Thunderbirds. We'll take this victory. Great hockey game. These two teams will meet again up in St. John in a few weeks. And the St. John's will host the Kings for 2 games. And if it's anything like this one was, it'll be a great time. Mike Elliott, High Button Sports. I want to thank everybody for watching.